We're back on Golf Central. Last year in the NCAA Men's Golf Championships, it was the Auburn Tigers beating Florida State in the championship match 3-2 to win the national title. It was the first national championship in the history of the Tigers program. The tournament win for Auburn was their 10th of last season, with 7 of those coming consecutively. That was last year. Today we learned the 81 teams will be heading to 6 regions around the country for a chance at this year's title. You've got 3 regional sites in the Southeast, 2 more out west in Washington and Nevada. The final site is in Illinois. You're going to have 13 or 14 teams in each region, with 5 from each advancing to the NCAA championships at the end of May. A little more detail on the field. In addition to the teams, either 5 or 10 individuals from teams not qualifying will also be sent to each region. 28 teams received automatic bids for winning their conference tournaments. 53 have been selected by the NCAA committee. Again, 5 teams from each region will advance to the NCAA championships, which will begin for the men on May 23rd. And for the second straight year, the championships being held at Omni La Costa Resort and Spa in Carlsbad, California. Top overall seed, the defending national champs, the Auburn Tigers. They're going to get to play at home on their track there in Auburn. Joining the Tigers, you see quite a few SEC schools. Ole Miss, the top seed in the Tallahassee region. John Fields, Texas Longhorns, the #1 seed in Reno. The LSU Tigers, they claim the top spot in Amherst, Virginia. The other 2 top seeds are from the Big 12. Conference champion Oklahoma State will head to Urbana, Illinois, and Arizona State will travel to Bremerton, Washington. It's been a busy day for college golf. For more details on today's selection, we welcome in GolfChannel.com writer Brentley Romine with his thoughts. Let's first start at the top. Your takeaways from those 6 #1 seeds. What are they?
Yeah, so Auburn made it super easy on the committee, being the #1 overall seed. Got the S-curve, which how they select these fields to line up almost perfectly. The big question was, where was Texas going to go? Were they going to go to the closer Amherst regional, or were they going to be sent out west to Reno? I think Reno is an easier travel for the Longhorns from Austin, and the golf course certainly suits them. They're going to have to make a lot of birdies, and LSU saves them from having to go west. I think all 6 of these teams that we see here, and really the top 12 teams in the country, the 2 seeds as well, have all had great years. I don't think we're going to have quite a chaotic regionals like we saw last year when 5 of the top 10 teams in the country were upset. And if I had to call it right now, Burko, history tells us that perhaps the 4 seeds should be concerned. 40% of the time, that's less than both 5 seeds and 6 seeds in NCAA men's regional history since 2009.
We've had some time, a few hours now, to sort of break down the regions, get a little bit deeper into the numbers. From your perspective, what region appears to be the strongest, the most difficult to get out of?
I always believe that the stronger the regional, the stronger the teams in the top 3 lines are. And certainly when you look at the Auburn regional, with the best 3 seed and the best 1 seed in the Auburn Tigers, that's kind of the easy pick. But here's why I think that's the regional. UCLA, 2,600 miles they traveled last week to Baltimore Country Club, win their first Big Ten title in their first year in the league. Texas A&M, the Aggies took Florida to the wire before falling in the SEC final. And going back to Auburn for a second, Jackson Coyven, we saw what kind of remarkable freshman year he had last year, sweeping all 4 postseason individual honors. We talked to Nick Kleinert earlier today. He talked about how Jackson is a better player, particularly with the pitch shots, the chip shots. The wedge game is certainly more dialed in, and we saw what he's capable of at Sea Island last week. Birdied 5 of his last 6 holes, wins his 2nd straight SEC title, first back-to-back conference champion in that conference since 1976. You get a healthy Brendan Valdez. There's tons of experience, tons of continuity on this team. And Auburn's never not gotten through a regional at home. So this is about as chalk as you get, I think, in terms of these 6 regionals.
But as long as you and I have covered it, we know, expect the unexpected. So what region appears to be the one that might have the most volatility after 54 holes?
Well, I'd like to think I'm somewhat funny, but forgive this pun, Burko. This might be a non-popular take for Poplar Grove Golf Club, but outside of LSU and Oklahoma, the top 2 seeds, I think numbers 3 and beyond, there are some major concerns. I mean, you look at Vandy, they finished 13th at SECs. Tennessee was 14th there. Arkansas, the 9 seed, they were 11th at conference. Arizona, they lost their best player, Tiger Christensen, mid-season, and we're 12th at Big 12s. I mean, Stanford, 13th at ACCs. This is not the kind of trend you want to have. You want to be peaking at this time, not going the other way. And there's so many of these teams that have major red flags. And of course, 5 teams have to get through. So I think that opens up all the way to that 10-11 line. Florida Gulf Coast is a team that I certainly have tabbed as a little bit of a sleeper. Andrew Dana has a very young team. They could potentially get through. This is going to be a wild, wild regional up in Poplar Grove.
Let me follow up on that. Give us a couple of specific, maybe top 4 or 5 seeds that you believe need to be on high alert.
Yeah, I feel comfortable criticizing this team because they have had so much success over the years, and that's Vanderbilt. You know, what Scott Limbaugh has built since 2013. They've been a #1 seed 7 times. That's only behind Oklahoma State in that span for most top seed regional appearances. But the fact of the matter is this team, the depth that they've had over the years, that great depth 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 7, 8, that's gone. And a big reason for that is the regression of former world #1 amateur Gordon Sargent. I mean, he is down to 20th now in the world amateur golf ranking. He's outside the top 500 in the national collegiate rankings. 5 starts this spring for Vanderbilt, no finishes inside the top 50. It's really, I mean, we've been doing this a long time. You certainly much longer than I have. But in my 13, 14 years, this is probably the most bizarre slump I have ever witnessed. You know, Vandy is certainly in trouble. And if I talked about 4 seeds earlier, Texas Tech, Callum Scott, the senior there from Scotland, also a Walker Cupper, also struggling off the tee mightily and having a very poor senior season like a Gordon Sargent. They could be in trouble out in Illinois. And then the Reno, Nevada regional, you have 3 teams, 3 through 5, Alabama, Duke, Mississippi State, all traveling from the East Coast and all with, hopefully their short-term memory is not good because all 3 didn't make it through last year.
On the flip side, give me a couple of teams that might surprise in advance that you wouldn't necessarily identify when you strictly look at the seedings.
Yeah, so we're keeping with the Auburn regional, 7 seed Purdue. There's a lot of first-year head coaches in regionals this year, but I don't think many have done a better job than Andrew Sapp. It's his first Power 4 job since losing the head job at North Carolina in 2017. And this is a Big Ten team, but they've shown they can play and have success in warm weather. They beat Ole Miss, a #1 seed, by 6 shots in Puerto Rico to start the spring. They finished 4th at the Calusa Cup down in Naples, where they beat both LSU and Virginia by double digits. They're certainly a team to keep an eye on. The Tallahassee regional, the 10th seed, Michigan State. This is a crazy story. They lost their best player, Ashton McCulloch, who's a top 20 player in college golf, broke a bone in his left hand during the winter break. They were 85th in the rankings to start the spring, 20 wins under 500. But Casey Luban doing one of his best coaching jobs, Michigan State into regionals easily as an at-large. And one more quick story. This team is probably not going to make it because a 13 seed has never made it through an NCAA regional. But how about Central Arkansas? Lost their coach. He retired, Jay Reese, after the fall season. A graduate assistant and former player, Josh Turnock, has turned this around. They win their first conference title since the moon landing. The ultimate Cinderella, a great story. Probably not going to get through, like I said, but hey, it's important to share these kind of great stories this time of year.
Brentley Romine going deep, dialed in. We appreciate it. It is our time of year. If you're a fan of college golf, we look forward to the next few weeks with you, Brentley.
Let's go, Virko. Can't wait.